Hey babes, welcome back to my channel. It is your girl Angie, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how I installed this 14-inch bob, how I prepped it and installed it, and how I basically got it to look like this. Okay, so to get the wig to look like this, we have to bleach the knots, we have to dye the wig jet black, and we also have to install it. So I'm going to be showing you guys all of that today. So firstly, let us look at the unboxing. This box, oh my goodness, I was so surprised when they sent it to me and they drew one of my Instagram pictures on the box. I was like, wow, it made me feel so special. So this wig is provided by Divasis Hair. They provided me with their 14-inch HD lace front wig, and it is 180 density, I believe. And they also gave me some other goodies. They gave me this wig grip. I think this is more for like closure wigs, but I'm glad I have it now. They gave me 2 wig caps, one in like medium brown and one in dark brown. It also came with an edge brush, which will come in handy when I'm doing my edges. And it also came with this little pouch, I believe inside. It had a hair tie, a hair clip, and like a little scarf for me to wrap my edges. So I'm taking the wig out the bag, and I really needed to like look at it for myself, because you know how some wig websites will say it's HD lace, but it's not really HD lace. But this one, I can assure you, was top quality HD lace. And it also came with a band, which I really needed, and thank God I didn't have to sew one on for myself, so I really appreciated that. Okay, so I'm going to teach you guys how I bleach my knots, and I'm going to take this mixing bowl and a brush, and I'm going to put in some BW2 bleach powder. And you can see it's a little bit blue. I mixed in a little bit of quick blue just to like cancel out the brassiness. So I'm going to put like enough quantity, just like eyeball it, honestly. Like, I can't tell you how much, and you have to eyeball the developer as well. I normally start off with a little bit and then I mix it until like I'm happy with the consistency. But if you notice that's a little bit too thick, then I would say go back in and add a little bit more developer just to make sure it's not too stiff. Okay, so after mixing my bleach and developer, I'm gonna grab my wig, and then I'm gonna start spreading the bleach on the inner part of my wig. And I would just say make sure that you spread it like all the way upwards to cover the little hairs in the like front of the wig, because it's so annoying when like I finish spreading it and then I look over and it didn't go all the way to the top. But yeah, you can see I got a little bit of bleach on some of the hairs, but it's okay. So now we're gonna go on to washing the bleach out, and I'm just gonna rinse it off normally, and I'm gonna grab my purple shampoo. I believe this is the generic one from Sally's, and I'm just gonna use this to try to cancel out a bit more of the brassiness. So I'm just gonna rub this in and rinse it out. Now you can see it is looking like scalp. This is the look that I'm always going for whenever I bleach my knots. So now we are going to go on to pluck. When I tell you guys, this mannequin head has been through so much. Look at all the bumps, stains, and everything on it, but it's okay. We still love you. So I am going to go on to putting the wig on my mannequin head. Okay, so now I'm gonna go on to plucking, and this is a very vital step of splitting the hair into 2. So I'm gonna part some hair from the front and spray it with water. Water is just to help me pluck a bit easier. So I'm gonna comb the hair backwards and ensure that the hair looks like this before you start plucking. So I'm going to use my fingers and press the hair backwards, and then I'm gonna go with my tweezers and I'm gonna pull the hair not upwards but backwards, because if you pull it upwards you're going to tear the lace. So I'm gonna press backwards and then pluck backwards. I'm gonna pluck in different motions in different places, also to ensure that I don't give it like bald spots. So then I'm going to push the rest of the hair backwards and repeat the step, and I'm just gonna keep plucking until it looks like scalp, or as much as I want to pluck. Now, me personally, I don't like to over pluck or under pluck. I just like it right in the middle. But look at how good this looks. I cannot wait to install this wig. So next, I'm just gonna blow dry the wig just to make sure that everything's dry before I start styling it. But if you can notice, there's this little spot, this little over bleach spot, and it is irritating me. So I am gonna go in with some black hair dye and just fix it up so that when I'm installing the wig, it looks flawless. So just to finish it off, I am just hot combing everything backwards to make it more uniform. And if you've reached this step of the video, then we have successfully bleached our knots and plucked the wig. So now we're gonna go on to dyeing the wig jet black. So for this step, I'm gonna grab my jet black Adore dye and some warm/hot water, and I'm just gonna mix this in the pot and basically dip my entire wig in it. Nothing too special, just like I was looking at the wig and I was like, it's looking really brown to me, and I like my hair to be as black as possible. So I'm just doing this step just for my personal use, but if you don't mind the hair being brown, then you can completely skip the step. So now for the styling, I'm gonna go with my wax stick and my hot comb, and I really just do the step just so I can see my plucking a bit more. So I was looking at the wig and it's a bob, but the ends were not as, crisp as I liked it. So I just went in and I gave it a little trim, and then I was looking and I was gonna wear the wig straight at first, but I was like, let me add some crimps in this. Let me do something a little bit different. So I went in with my oil sheen and my Fantasia hairspray, and the oil sheen is basically just to make sure it's not as crispy, because when you see crimps and it's looking very crispy, it's not cute. So I'm just gonna put both of these on my hair, and I'm gonna take my crimping iron and I'm gonna crimp the hair. And there's nothing really special to this, just gonna crimp the whole hair and hopefully it turns out cute. So if you've made it this far in the video, we have bleached our knots and we've also dyed our hair jet black. So on to the install. So look at me with my African bonnet. My braids are a little bit fuzzy, but it's okay. I know you have fuzzy braids underneath that bonnet too. So I'm just gonna grab my Got2b gel and I'm just gonna slick my edges backwards just to make sure that they don't come off after this install comes off as well. So I'm gonna go with this wig cap that's a bit closer to my skin tone, and I'm gonna cut some air holes. This is just to help the ball cap stay down a bit more when it's closer to my ears. And then I'm gonna go with my Ghost Bond and use this to outline my hairline to ensure that it stays down. I don't really like using Got2b spray just because it's really messy and it takes a long time to dry, but this I can literally just stay on my phone and wait till it's dry. So I'm gonna go with my cream foundation from the beauty supply store. I think this is Ruby Kisses, and I'm just gonna use this to make the ball cap closer to my skin tone so that when I put the wig on top, it looks flawless. So I'm gonna go in and cut the excess parts of my ball cap off, and I made a little hole, like it was a mistake, but I promise you the ball cap is the least important part when it comes to your installs. So I'm just gonna go on to actually installing the wig. But look at how this HD lace looks so good. So just to make sure that everything matches my skin tone, I'm gonna go in and put some more. And I'm gonna cut that little part, that excess lace on the back off because we don't need it. And then I'm gonna flip this wig on my head. And when I tell y'all, I have a big head, like this was not fitting, but I was so confused, like why? This looks so good, but no. We're gonna make this fit by fire, by force. So I'm gonna pull the sides down as much as I can, but I can see the ball cap through my lace and I didn't like that. So I'm gonna go in with my contour powder and just darken my ball cap a little bit more. So now I'm gonna go in with my alcohol pad and just to clean up the places I'm gonna put the glue so it lasts longer. So now I'm going to go with my Got2b glue, not Got2b, sorry, my Ghost Bond, and I'm gonna spread this all over my hairline. I'm gonna do 2 layers just to make sure there's extra hold. I don't like doing more than 2 because it looks really gunky when I do. So I'm going to make sure to put this right where I put the glue, not behind, not in front, right on where I put it, because if you don't, that's when you're going to start seeing your lace lifting or it just doesn't look melted. So I'm going to drag the wig as much as I can just to make sure that everything's aligned. And the wig was a bit small for me on the sides, but we're gonna finesse it by force, by fire. And I love the eyebrow lift that's giving me. It makes me look very lifted, like a free facelift basically. So now I'm gonna cut the lace off with scissors. You can use an eyebrow razor, but because it is HD, I didn't see any problem with using scissors because it's gonna melt in regardless. Look at how it looks so melted. Like, I'm actually astonished. Like, wow, I had to record this. That's how good it was. Now onto baby hairs. I don't like extravagant baby hairs because I have like a really small forehead. So I'm just gonna part 2 little sections on the sides, like the regular ones that you see most people doing. So I'm gonna part these two sides, and I'm gonna take my Fantasia hairspray. This is liquid gold. It is so good. So I'm gonna spray this, and I'm gonna tie this down with an elastic band just for a little while because we don't want the circulation to our brain to stop. So I'm gonna trim my baby hairs, and this is a step I've been in love with for like a while. So I'm gonna take a little flat iron and curl my baby hairs upwards. And when I tell you, this just makes laying them way easier, and it makes it really fluffy, I noticed. So I'm gonna do this to both of them. I didn't really do sideburns just because the wig is already small. Let me know if I step my boundaries. So I'm gonna go with some wrap foam, not hair mousse, wrap foam, and I'm gonna use this to style my baby hairs just because I like the fluffier look nowadays. Like, the hard got to be not it anymore. So I'm going to just cut off this black wrap set thing. I don't know what it's called, but I'm gonna cut it off. And look at how good my baby hairs look. Like, it looks so fluffy. This is why I prefer using it instead of like got to be or any edge control. Now, honestly, anything I do from this point is just like touch-ups. But if you've made it this far in the video, then you've learned how to bleach and pluck your wig, dye it jet black, and also install it. So now this looks good, but let's get a full beat on to actually see how the wig looks. I know it's not just me. Like, after I install my wig, I have to beat my face to see if the wig is actually good or not. So this is not tutorial. I'm just beating my face for you guys on camera just so you guys can see the process a little bit. But yes, we're looking so fine already. Look at this lace. Divasis really hooked me up with this. This looks amazing. Like, I haven't had HD lace like this in a very long time. And it's really spoiling me because now I can't go back to anything else but HD. Now, after doing my makeup just to see how this wig will look, I can say I am in love with this wig. Thank you so much to Divasis Hair for sending me this wig. And if you would like to get your hands on one of these, all the links will be down in the description box. So thank you for watching another install video, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.